ready. By the time winter came, Jake was like a faded old picture in a box of family memories. Occasionally, at dinner, they would laugh and tell Jake stories, like the time a neighbor chased him down the middle of their driveway, trying to recover a 20-pound black trash sack that dangled proudly from his jaws, or the time he chased a rabbit onto the frozen pond and spun around like an Olympic skater. The rabbit stopped and watched, seemingly laughing at Jake. Jake apparently thought it was fun too, for he backed up and did it again with the same result. Mrs. Connor would grow quiet as she felt his absence in her heart, and then Mr. Connor would say, "Pass the potatoes. I'm sure he's fine." When he left, Jake journeyed west, away from the city and the Connors' home. It felt good to be a full-time roamer. He answered to no one. He had a freedom that few are brave enough to own. He slept beneath the stars, under bridges, in caves, in open fields tucked behind a log, or on the back porch of some generous soul who could tolerate a hobo on the road. He ate food that some might describe as unfit for a dog. He did what he needed to stay nourished. To do so, he honed the instincts lost to more modern times. He learned to listen. His sense of smell became more acute, and he noticed slight movements that would have gone undetected during his domestic life. He hunted like an animal. He waited. He journeyed. He did not know how long it would take or how far he would go. It would be right when he got there. He had given himself over to instinct. Like geese, salmon, and monarch butterflies, Jake was being pulled to a very particular place. It was often dangerous. As he moved through less friendly neighborhoods, the residents had a way of making it clear that his kind was not wanted. They barely paid him a glance and were likely to pretend that he did not exist. They thought that showing him a little kindness would encourage him to stay, and then they would never be rid of him. If they were not ignoring him, they sent their hints in more obvious ways. One man threw a rock in his direction as he passed by. A carload of boys saw him walking on the side of the road one evening, and they swerved in his direction as if it were funny to see him jump out of the way. Though Jake was unharmed, the message was clear. He needed to move on. Keep heading west. The animal kingdom was not generous toward him either. Dogs barked at him, skunks sprayed him, ticks bit him, and thorny bushes scraped at his sides. Still he kept going, aware that his journey was not yet complete. These discomforts were minor inconveniences to Jake. He was content and at peace with himself. In the morning when he woke and stretched, his tired muscles felt good, never better. Hardship was the patina of his good life. There is no better state of mind for man or animal than being what you are and doing what you are meant to do. This harmony of existence and purpose is so rare that we forget it exists. Not Jake. Particularly not today. After the sun ascended to its midday vantage, Jake rested on a wooded knoll and watched as a young man in bright red tennis shoes wandered along a stream bank, aimlessly skipping rocks across the barely frozen surface of Kill Creek, bluntly named by the local Indians to suggest the abundance of wildlife that lived and died so near its banks. As he watched the young man, the first thing he felt was a vague feeling of comfort and familiarity. Still, he cautiously waited, sensing that something was not quite right. After the man passed, he ambled down to the creek and drank deeply from the cool water that was yesterday's rainfall. There were smells that danced along the banks, like wildflowers, sweet hay, ancient oak, wet moss on limestone, and a strange, unfamiliar, musky scent he could not place. He tried to separate the scent when he heard the slightest of sounds, and spun around to see something, really only a blur, move away from him and into the deeper forest of hickory, walnut, redbud, and oak that flanked the creek. He moved toward the woods, and the scent grew stronger. Within a few moments he found